Good afternoon, welcome back to the Fire Burns Within channel. This is another one of those anniversary album rankings, track ranking reviews, which I've started doing recently for albums with an old anniversary, and this one is definitely in an old one. So Iron Maiden's Killers was released back in February the 2nd, 1981. It's more than 40 years now, so it's a long time since this album came out. It's a great album, it's an awesome album. I'm gonna do a track ranking for it, but first a little bit of background with this album for me. I first heard this album, I'd say around maybe 1995 to 96, something like that. So maybe 14 or 15 years after the initial release, I heard this album. That's how cool I am. My very first Maiden album, you'll be interested to know, was the Live After Death album. I bought it as a double cassette, I remember, in HMV. This would have been probably around 94 or 93 to 94. I wouldn't know exactly when. That was my first real exposure to a full Iron Maiden album. I went straight in for the live because it had a good selection of songs, so I checked it out and liked it. And then I started going back, going backwards. I think the next one I heard was Fear of the Dark, which was just the actual the studio album they were at that point on. And then I went backwards and started hearing some of the older ones. But I didn't get to probably hear Killers until, say, 95-ish, maybe. Yeah, I'm guessing. I can't remember exactly. But I'd say it's a fair chance of being around 1995. So I'm pretty late to the Maiden party. My credibility as a metalhead is a big fat zero. But who cares anyway. So Killers is 40 years old. It's a big milestone. It turned 40 in February. And this is my track ranking for every track on the album. Now the opener is The Ides of March. It's an intro basically. It's a cool little intro. It's got that sort of militaristic drum beat going on. You know, it's got that sort of like marching band drum beat, which is cool, and it's got these sort of nice guitar melodies. But I'm not gonna rank that one as part of the actual songs on the album. So I'm gonna rank the other 9. That leaves 9 other songs. Starting in 9th place, we've got Another Life. Not that this is a bad song, mind you. This is a very good song, but it's something has to go in 9th place, and I just feel that this one, whilst a good song, is perhaps just about my least favourite on the album. It still sounds good though. It's sort of got that street ready vibe that the whole album has. Like, it's very street metal. Like, it's got this sort of swagger, this energy. It's very typical of the album, but it has to sit in last place. Okay, in 8th place, I've got the instrumental Genghis Khan. Now, I love this instrumental. I think it's a pretty awesome instrumental as instrumentals go. I love the sped up parts, very melodic. The drumming is really fast as well. Very cool drumming on this track. And then later on, you've got this sort of riff that comes in that sounds quite similar to the Hallowed Be Thy Name riff. One of the riffs in Hallowed Be Thy Name. It's got that sort of same feel to it, so which is cool. Really like Genghis Khan, but it's only in 8th place after all. Okay, in 7th place, I've got the song Drifter. This song is I like this song. I mean, it sits quite low in the catalogue for me, but I still like it a lot. It's got that swagger again. It's got that sort of like that energy. That the album is just chock full of this sort of mean melodic swagger that, like, you know, don't mess with us, we're hard dudes, we're from the East End, you know, stuff like that. I mean, it's mainly to do with Paul Di'Anno's voice, the way he sings, and his sort of like snarl, and he's sort of like, he's still melodic, but he's got this edge to it. You can tell the band is like on fire. They've got the debut out of their system. They're a little bit mean on this album, but I love Drifter. I mean, I like that slow section in the middle where Paul Di'Anno is like sort of crooning in the background. That bit's really good. And then you've got the pace injection, and then you've got the military sounding drums again, which is very cool. Okay, in 6th place, I've got the longest song on the album, which is Prodigal Son. It's almost, you could say, an acoustic ballad. It's sort of slightly balladeering, but it's got some, you know, energetic parts as well. It's a cool song. I really like it. It reminds me of something The Who might do, like some of the Who albums from the 70s were a little bit reminiscent of Prodigal Son. So I think it's a really nice song. I mean, it's a little bit of a different type of song for the album. It's not like got that swagger so much. It's sort of like a little bit more laid back, a little bit more melodic. Great bass playing as always. You can always hear the great bass, and it's good to hear acoustic guitars in a Maiden song, which is quite rare. I mean, it's not on every single one. Well, not every single one, but not on every single album that you get a lot of acoustics. Okay, in 5th place, I've got the song Innocent Exile. I think this is an awesome song. This is an underrated song. It's again got that sort of street feel about it. It's very sort of in your face. It's melodic. It's sort of got this sort of hard hitting metallic groove. Di'Anno, he's on fire on this song. He's doing his best attitude laden, attitude filled vocals on this one. This one reminds me of a little bit of Led Zeppelin. Now, I'm not a Led Zeppelin fan so much, but it's got that sort of lurching, groovy feel that a Led Zeppelin song would have. That's what the theme that I get from it anyway, the feeling that I get from it. So it's a great song. I mean, I love Innocent Exile. It's 5th on this album, which is I mean, it's very hard for me to split them, so on another day they could be in a different way. But anyway, 5th it is. In 4th place, I've got the short Firecracker Purgatory. I love this song. This song is so energetic. It's just like Iron Maiden on firing on all cylinders. You know, the bass, the guitar, the drum work on this one. It's just excellent stuff. Very cool melodies from Paul Di'Anno on this one. Very melodic. It's just a big showcase of the Killers feel. Everything about Killers is sort of encapsulated in this 3-minute 21-second banger. Okay, in 3rd place we've got Wrathchild. Again, it's under 3 minutes, but again, it's got all the ingredients that sum up this album. It's got that swagger, it's got meaty riffs, a thumping mid-tempo, great bass, snarling vocals from Paul Di'Anno. You know, it's got this sort of street vibe. I keep using that word, but this is the feeling I get. Like, we're from the East End, you know, don't mess with us, we slit your throats, we give you a Stanley knife in the chest, in the ribs, stuff like that. But anyway, I love Wrathchild. I mean, they still play it live to this day. It's like a bit of a live staple. They always seem to play it. It's a huge fan fave. I mean, it's just got this vibe to it that people really enjoy, and especially live. It's a great crowd pleaser. So that's in 3rd place. So there's 2 songs left. The 2 best songs on the album. You probably guessed them. You might not guess the order, but you probably guess what's left. In 2nd place, giving away what's number 1, is Murders in the Rue Morgue. Murders in the Rue Morgue is a song I love. It's in my, say, top 20 Maiden songs of all time, easy, maybe top 10. I love Murders in the Rue Morgue. It's got that, again, it's got that swagger. I keep using that word, that sort of fighting man's melodic new wave of British heavy metal. You know, it's got this sort of like don't mess with us feel. Chorus is really catchy on Murders in a Room. Of course, the storyline is also very cool and follows the famous story from Edgar Allan Poe, the American writer. It's sort of dark themes, you know, a story of murder and so on. It's a cool song. I love this song. The chorus is probably the catchiest on the album, I would say. I mean, it's a really cool, catchy chorus. But the number one song on the album has to be the title track, Killers. I just love that song. I mean, that song is, again, 5 minutes of pure, energetic Iron Maiden. I mean, it's Iron Maiden to a T at this particular point. Bruce Dickinson is coming in next album, and they refine things a little bit and become more sort of melodic, bit more expansive. This is like the full energy Iron Maiden. The bass playing on Killers is awesome. The song, I mean, not so well, the album as well, but on this particular song, the bass is awesome. The drum beats, the drum fills, the aggression. Then you got Paul Di'Anno's snarling vocals are just like perfect on this song. The bass, I've said, the drumming, excellent again, Clive Burr. This is just a perfect song of Iron Maiden at this particular point in their career. So there you have it. That's my ranking for this 40-year-old album. What do you think about Killers? What are your favorite songs? How do you rank the songs if you were gonna rank them? Let us know in the comments, Maiden fans. Okay, stay tuned for more anniversary rankings.